Hi, resilience champions. Happy Monday. You are welcome to today's show where we are going to talk health and wellness. And we are particularly blessed to have my wellness coach with us today. We have, I want to share with you my wellness coach and the journey that I started. I want to carry this journey with you so you have the opportunities also that I am having to reset my health. And so my health and wellness coach is Milko Kukov. Milko is founder of Employee Physical and Emotional Wellness. He is an accomplished professional, and I call Coach Milko my gladiator coach because he uses practical examples to help you understand the importance of well being. He then gives you simple and easy to follow action steps, which helps you stay disciplined and consistent because for him, consistency is key. And to be consistent, you have to be disciplined. But he also patiently cheers you up along the journey because he knows that adapting healthy habits takes time. He doesn't rush you, he takes you through, and he has a way of gently and really accompanies you in the journey. He finally blends his expertise in his subject matter with his knowledge of people's challenges in a unique way that helps everyone go at their own pace so as to build a holistic and sustainable healthy lifestyle. Because for him, it is very important to build it into a lifestyle. Your well being should be a lifestyle and a healthy lifestyle that will help you to stay healthy and grow. And then he has, for the few months I've been with him, I can tell you that he has successfully convinced me to start taking cold showers, which for him is really important for your health. This is something I have not done for 35 years, but Coach Milko convinced me and I started taking cold showers and I am having the results. So without much ado, I'm going to welcome Coach Milko on stage for him to present himself and to tell you more. So hi, Coach Milko, you are so welcome. I thank you for joining this live stream.
Hello, Mary. I had some issue with my camera, so with my internet. So if you can give me a second.
That's okay.
Okay.
So Coach Milko is my gladiator coach because he can help you to get the results that you did not even imagine. Because he has this way of being so patient, persistent, but patiently guiding you through because he understands that as human beings, we have challenges. And so he doesn't rush you because he is focused on you making a new lifestyle. And he knows that changes in your lifestyle takes time. And so he gives you the opportunity to take your time and build this new habit because he knows that it's going to help you. Hi, Esther family. Greetings and thank you very much. Today we are blessed to have my health and wellness coach, Milko Kukov. He is going to answer some health and wellness questions for us. So if you have any questions about your health and your wellness, you can ask in the chat and then Coach Milko will answer for you. And I can tell you that Coach Milko, I call him my gladiator coach because he uses practical examples to help you understand the importance of well being. And then he gives you simple and easy to manage action steps. So he doesn't give you things that you cannot do. He taps from all the ingredients in your kitchen to help you in that journey. And so we're so blessed today that he took time off his busy schedule to come and grace this evening. Or this evening for him, Miko is in Europe. And so welcome, Coach Milko. Welcome again.
Welcome, and thank you for having me. I'm sorry, I just had some issues with my internet, so I needed to switch to the phone, and it was a bit messy. So I'm
No,
happy to be
it's
here.
okay. It's okay, and you are on time. So I was telling my community about Coach Milko. There are people who are watching now and people who will watch the replay. So who is Coach Milko? Because I can say so many things about him, but I want them to hear from my coach's mouth.
So first, I want to thank you for having me again. I'm honored to be a part of your live stream. And so my journey started when I was maybe around 12 years old, and so I got into fitness first because I have a cousin. I still have him. That he was older than me, still is, and he started working out. He's like 4 years older. So in my head, he was a bit like a role model because he was cool and he was older. And at the time, he started working out and he had built some muscles. So I thought that I need to build muscles in order for me to be cool. So I started working out, and of course in my head I remember once how he squeezed his muscles, and I was so impressed how big are his muscles, which now when I think about it, they were not so big because he was like 16 or something, so not really big muscles, but in my head they were like gigantic muscles and it was so amazing and everything like that. And uh, then I started working out, but at the time there was no YouTube, there was no anything like that, or it was just starting, so I didn't have any idea of it. So we were going with my friends to the gym without having any idea what we are doing. So we are just going and looking at what other people are doing. And for example, if you see someone pumped and we they do something and then we do it too. And so for years it was like that. And around maybe 17, 18, 19 years old when I started like all my nutrition and stuff started having bigger effect because my lifestyle was changing. I was getting a bit older, so everything that I was doing was having the negative effect started to build up. And at the time, I was eating like I had a terrible diet. So I was eating uh, the main meal was chocolate, which I was eating like 5 kilograms buckets chocolate spread per week. Every week, 5 kilograms. That was huge amount. I was eating it with absolutely everything. And the other things that I was eating was bread, ketchup, mayonnaise, and cheese and yogurt. That was the main things that I was eating. So almost every meal I had these things. So and of course, when you're younger, it doesn't affect you as much. But when you get older and older and older, you start having everything start having more influence, negative, unfortunately. So I needed to reduce the chocolate. I still love chocolate. I still eat, but far from this amount. And then I start being more interested in nutrition, but uh, it was not really. It was more again for building muscles and just like not be fat, which I always thought that I'm big boned and I always had this extra fat around my belly and stuff. And no matter how much I was working out, it was always there. And I was thinking that it's just my genetics. I'm just big boned, and which I am big boned, but it have nothing to do because my hands are giant, my feet are giant. I'm big boned, but um, and with the time the older I was getting, I had a few, I don't know, I say, I'm not sure if they're fortunate or unfortunate events that I got some, for example, some health issues, and then I go to a doctor, and the doctor, it was, I ended up with some incompetent doctors, which I have nothing against the doctors, but there are many that are incompetent. Of course, now I know many that are very competent, but at the time I just land on some incompetent ones a few times in a row. And I'm not going to go too much into details, but one of the times they gave me some medicine that was not supposed to be for me, and I had some ear infection that was very light, and they needed to give me some light thing to, but then they gave me the wrong thing, which made it worse. So my head become like double here. So I almost like lost my hearing. Like I almost got not lost my hearing, but almost my eardrum got damaged. So then after, I was lucky that I went to another doctor that was competent and that they helped me. But it took me, I think 6 months. I was going almost every day to the doctors because they needed to clean the stuff because of the damage that it have happened. And then there was another time that I injured my knee, and I needed to. I went to the doctor. They needed to do a little intervention. They offered me to do surgeries. They wanted to do surgeries, which it turned out that this surgery was going to just make it much worse. And because they didn't do anything about it, they wanted to do the surgery. Then I needed to stay in bed for like 1 or 2 months, and then long and long stuff like that. Then there was another time. I had many, but that was like the main ones. And the one that really like made me very crazy was I got some bite on my leg for something on my calf, and my leg got swollen and red. And I went to one doctor that was recommended by many people. Then it turned out that she was recommended because of she just put cheap Botox, but that's another question. And she was like, she scared me so much because I was like 20, I don't know, 21 to 3, I don't know how old. But she did some blood tests. She told me that I'm pre-diabetic. I have this rare condition that if I don't, if I, that pretty much my legs will get like the elephant legs. And I've seen this condition, and for me it was so scary, and the pre-diabetic and all kind of stuff like that. And I didn't know much about health, but I just knew like the diabetes. I knew that is like at the time, which is not true, but at the time I was thinking it's for life and it's terrible and blah blah blah. Not that it's good, but and so that was like short. And I had other like that situation with incompetent doctors, but that last one made me like really realize that I need to do something about it, and that I can't just let other people do like decide what to do with my health, because I decided that I need to do the maximum I can before I go to the doctor. So of course, if I need to, doctors are amazing. They save lives all the time. But I decided that I want to do the maximum I can before I go to the doctor. So if I know that, at least I know that I've done everything I can in my powers, and then it's the power of others. Because sometimes the doctors may care for you, may really know lots of stuff, and they be good, but they still can make mistakes. Of course, like everyone else. And they still may not know everything, which they don't, and no one knows everything. So that made me go like much deeper into health. And then once I start realizing, like start figuring out how better the things actually, and how far are the things we that we are taught from what is true, then that made me go even deeper, and that made me want to help more people, because I was seeing more and more people just following the wrong thing. Like me, I was following the wrong thing for many years, and I've tried so many things. I tried so many diets, tried so many exercises, I tried so many different approaches, and I also, for myself, I never wanted to be super strict stuff, because I knew that super strict things are not sustainable in the long term. It's very hard to sustain. So I wanted to something that I can sustain. So at the time, so I went to Australia. I worked there like almost 2 years as a wellness coach. So that helped me. I already had quite a lot of knowledge, but that helped me kind of test it, if you can call it that way. And there I had hundreds of clients. I don't know how many, but lots, maybe over 1,000, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Clients there. And I figure out things. I'm still learning all the time. Like I'm questioning everything. I'm trying to improve all the things that I know. But I reach a point where I can easily, not only for myself, but for others. Like I reach a point where this fat that I always thought it's because I'm big boned. I can't hear you. Wait.
Let's go progressively. This is a lot of information that you are giving. For one
Yeah.
thing, I am glad you said your wellness and your health is a journey. So it's not something that you start and stop. It's not prompt. It's a journey that it's a lifelong journey. So it's something that you have to be conscious of throughout your life. And then secondly, from your answer, you said there was something that happened to you before you became conscious of your health. So do we have to wait for something to happen or to fall sick before we think of resetting our health journey?
That's the thing. I think just a second. No, just so that's the thing. The I want to help people not go through this journey, because I was lucky that I managed to figure out how to actually go out of these things, and I learned some stuff. So it helped me. It helped me. Just a second, because it helped me learn the things, but it was so hard, and it took me so much time and effort. And the thing is that even if you go through these challenges, you may not be like first you may not be able to reverse it, because often that when we reach the point where we need to take care, that we decide that we start taking care of our health, is already too late. And when we decide to, if we start taking care of our health in advance, it will really help us build up and improve our life significantly. Because if we wait something to happen, first, many times, if it happens, you may not be able to reverse. Like if you have stroke, heart attack, which are the most common things, or even like cancer and stuff like that. But even if you don't have things like that, if you're lucky and you don't have anything like that, then just on a daily basis, you're wasting so much of your potential, because you don't really have the energy, you don't have the mood, you don't have the desire. And when you don't have energy, it affects every area of your life. Because if you don't have energy, then, and you don't have good mood, then even if you want to do things, you're tired. You don't have, you don't use your potential. You are not doing the things you can do. You're not using your mental capacity to the maximum. So you just live a life of survival. I like to call it that way, because you're just surviving, because you don't feel good with yourself. You don't look good. And sometimes even if you look good, that doesn't mean that you're actually healthy and you feel good.
Absolutely.
And when you
Absolutely.
don't feel yourself, you don't like yourself, and that affects you emotionally, and it affects your finances, because you're more likely to go through some addiction. You're more likely to go through, try to find like fulfillment in some material possessions. It's more likely that you affect your relationships, because you'll be in worse mood. Your mood will change all the time. And even if you're the best person, if you're all the time suffering, it's more likely that you approach everything with the negative mood and then negative energy and stuff. So that affects absolutely every area of life. So I
Okay, so before you continue,
yes.
so so for somebody who is at this stage where you're describing, where they are demotivated, where they don't know where to start. So what is the first action step that you can take when you find yourself in this position? How do people really start this journey? What are some of the realistic action steps that you can take to start your health and wellness journey?
So it depends. First, there I'll separate it in two kind of. So if you want to do it, you have the mental, um, the willpower. Let's call it that way. You have the desire, and you're committed 100%, and you have the time and stuff. Then I suggest to go more intense with some kind of cleaning your body, uh, starting exercising a lot, and so on and so forth. But most people are not that way, because most people first, if it doesn't, if you don't have some issue, then it's more likely that you're not going to go full on, and you're not going to make bigger sacrifices, because that's what you kind of need to do, which is actually not a sacrifice, because you benefit so much from it that it's like a little tax for what you get. But the first thing I would suggest everyone to do is the most important, is drink more water. That's one of the most important things. I have my water with me all the time, and I should have. I didn't think of calculating, because I can tell you in liters how much water in liters you need to drink per kilogram and per pound, but I don't know the ounces and like gallons. But if you're 50 kilograms, you need to drink 2.5 liters per day water, which means 110 pounds, I think. It's 50 so 110 pounds, 2.5 liters. What's next? 60 kilograms, which is 100 and around 30 pounds, 3 liters, and so on and so forth. It's just 50 milliliters per kilogram per day. If you're 100 kilograms or over 100 kilograms, like which is 220 pounds and over, you need to drink at least 5 liters of water per day. I'm talking about water, not juices, not soft drinks, no coffee and stuff like that. And that's just for your body to function much better. It helps you lubricate your joints. It helps you get rid of waste. It helps you your brain function much better, and every organ works much better with water. The second thing that they can do is fasting. And I tell you all the time about it. So fasting is one of the easiest things you can do. That's the two things that are extremely easy when it comes to effort that you make and benefit that you get. Like fasting is the easiest thing you can do ever, because first, and you get amazing benefits from it. So first, what is fasting? So fasting can be different, can be prolonged fasting, can be just water fasting, juice fast. But I'm talking about intermittent fasting, which is approximately 16 hours you drink only water, and 8 hours or less, if possible, you eat. Like you don't eat for 8 hours straight, but in an 8-hour period, because some people understand it like eating for 8 hours non-stop. Don't eat for 8 hours non-stop. It will not help you. But just 8 hours, your meals, you put them in an 8 hours. It's not too hard. You can do it I used to do it from 9 to 5. You can do it from 10 to 6, or I used to do it 9 to 5 weekdays. And weekends, when I know that I'll go out later and I'll eat later, I was starting at like 12 p.m. or 2 p.m. so I can finish 8, 9, 10 p.m. So that's very, very simple because, and why do you need to do it? I believe strongly. First, one of the biggest benefits for me, it was a big one because uh, I really struggled with that, was teaching you how to control your hunger. Because for me, I used to wake up, and if I don't eat in the first half an hour, I was going hungry. And then I was eating every like 2, 3 hours until the end of the day. So that's first, it's terrible for your health. Of course, it depends what you eat and so on and so forth, but most of the cases, it's not good for you. And second, the moment I didn't have any food for more than 2, 3 hours, I was really getting upset. I was getting very irritable. It was starting to annoy me very much. And so that's one of the biggest benefits. Then the second thing is that it allows your body to get rid of toxins. And I'm not going to go too much into that, but it helps you get rid of toxin. And the third benefit of the fasting is that it teaches your body how to be more efficient in burning fat. So you burn more fat, and the body starts using the fat as energy. So you get rid of everything. Like you burn more fat, you also sustain your muscles because you release growth hormone. So you build muscle and you burn fat. And you can eat the same things that you eat, ideally healthier, but even if you eat the same things, just in a shorter period of time.
Okay, absolutely. I'm just going to follow up because those are Coach Milko says the first two action steps that you can take that are very simple and sustainable is drinking a lot of water, and then you can do intermittent fasting. And he explained it. Also, I left all the information you can connect to Milko. All the information is in the description below, and he has a free worksheet that you can download and start calculating your wealth and start your health and start your journey. So everything is in the description below. You can reach Coach Milko. But before you go, Coach, after you start these simple action steps, there's the problem of the diet. If when you finish the fasting, there's a problem of what can people really eat that will help them to complement this fasting and drinking of water.
So the easiest thing that everyone can do is just try to simplify your food. So what do I mean by that? As simple as possible. Don't try to mix 10,000 foods. Don't try to make some crazy combinations so you get all the nutrients possible and stuff like that. That's not good because the body gets like stuck with all this stuff. It's harder for it to digest it, and you don't need it. And it makes it harder for you mentally to deal with this food, to do this food, and to search for it. And every time you measure stuff and looking at the ingredients and so on and so forth. So simplicity is key. Basic foods. So the most basic foods, uh, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains. What did I see? Did you say seeds, grains? Yeah, that pretty much I think covers most of the fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, grains. That's it. You don't need anything more, and you'll get all the necessary nutrients that you need. And on top of that, you will not put too much waste into your body. The second thing when it comes to nutrition is avoid processed foods. And I'm not talking about processing like cooking. I'm talking about processing foods that are from the shop that you have no idea where they came from. You have no idea what's inside, and they just give you lots of ingredients there. And you think, and especially avoid the foods that says healthy, because usually they are not healthy. So just keep it simple. Don't try to. I give the example. If your grandma doesn't know it, it's haven't heard of it. It means that it's not good for you. Don't eat it. And so that's like I'm simplifying it a lot here. But if you stick with the basic simple foods, you will be able to actually sustain good health. And because there, it's the topic is very broad. There's lots of things, but simplicity and simplifying and basic foods. That's the uh, key. Of course, animal products is another uh, topic, but I would suggest avoid as much animal products. And whenever you need to eat animal products, make sure they are the purest, the cleanest, the if you can from a known source like a local farm or something like that. That's the best options. And yeah, and everything else, every unhealthy food can be made healthy in some way. So
I
that's
like, I really
simple.
like, welcome, Buzz. I have a wellness coach. This is my wellness coach, Milko Kukov. If you have any questions for him, please, you can put them in the chat, or you can, in the description of this video, you have all the contacts, his contacts. You can contact him for details and all of that. He is very busy, and I'm really happy that he took time to come here. And coach, I am really I was smiling when you said if your grandma doesn't know about any food, then it means it's not healthy. That is a practical way of looking at it. And before you go, do anything about exercises and workout, because sometimes people think that you have to go to the gym before you can do a great workout. So what do you say about that?
So I just to tell you I have more time, so don't worry
Okay,
about
thank
it.
you very much.
Yes. So when it comes to exercise, you need to. Of course, there are some that are better than others, but if you don't exercise at all, most likely it's not that you are not an exercise person. It's just you haven't found the thing that you like. Because there are lots of things. Like when it comes to exercise activity, there's so many things and so many ways that you can be active, especially nowadays everything is accessible. Most of the things are accessible in a uh, good price. And even if you don't have any money, you can always go out. There are outdoor activities that you can do for free as much as you want, or even home. Just write in YouTube home workout, and there will be 10,000 different options. Not all of them will be, excuse me, the best, but you have options. So you need to be active every single day. That's a key. It doesn't mean that you need to do crazy workouts every day. It means that you need to be active every single day, some type of activity. Walking, exercising, dancing, swimming, whatever it is. Any kind of activity that you enjoy is better than no activity. Just walking is one of the best activity you can do. And if you do it right, which unfortunately most of us we don't do it right, but if you do it right, you will be able to improve your posture, improve your mood, get fitter, and so on, so forth. And even if you don't do it right, if you walk more, you will be able to have better mood, especially if you go in the nature. You'll be able to have better mood. You'll be fitter. You look better. You mentally will be better, and so on. So any kind of activity. If you if you have tried many activities and you don't like any of them, it means that you most likely you didn't try them for long enough, or you're in a place that you didn't enjoy. Gym, like fitness, is not the best. So in a way, it can be very boring. It can be very like monotonous, and you need to do the same things. And most of the times, you need to go by yourself, and it's hard and it hurts, and so on. So you don't have to go to the gym. If you know what you're doing in the gym, you can get great results, but you don't have to go to the gym. Every sport that you can sign for is good for you. Of course, chess is not an option when it comes to activity. It's amazing for your brain, but if you want to be more active, chess is not the best sport. But otherwise, most of the sports are good for you. Swimming is very, very good. Running, but if you can do some, so when it comes to running, try to do higher intensity in any exercise. If you want results, most of the times higher intensity will give you better results. And when it comes to if you want to do longer, then it's okay. But when it comes to burning fat and getting fitter and being healthier, most of the times higher intensity for a shorter time is better than lower intensity for a very long time. Of course, there are benefits in that too, but uh, the, there comes joint pains and stuff like that. So any activity, if you don't have any activity, just go out and walk. Find some place that they have hills. Go in the mountain. Go in somewhere. Climb some stairs. Something like that. Any kind of activity. Everything that makes your heart beat. And the more you do it, the better it is for you, because it's very, very unlikely for you to overdo it when it comes to exercises, because most of us sit every day, all day, and that's what we do. And we sit at work, then we go and become couch potatoes again, and we become one with the couch. So we don't want to be one with the couch. If possible, we just move as much as we can. After work, I used to work out after work, and it used to be I go home and I'm really sick of everyone. I don't want to see anyone. I want to slap someone. I'm super angry. I just wanted to go to sleep. I go for a workout. I come back. I have more energy. I'm more relaxed, more ready for every action, and so on. So activity, movement is necessary for every single person. No matter what is it, every movement is better than no movement.
Absolutely, coach. Every movement is better than no movement. I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Health Varieties, Boss Online, Sunshine, Rashonda, there's Adams, and all of you there. Please, if you have any questions for Coach Milko, you can put them in the chat, or you can contact Coach Milko. There's every information where you can contact him in the description below this video. And like I say, Milko is my wellness coach, and I like his methods because he's very practical and he uses very practical examples, and that will help you to understand. He doesn't harass you to some strict. You heard all along. He is talking about simplifying everything you do. Simplify the process, because it is when you simplify it that it becomes, you can make it consistent, and then it will become sustainable. Because for him, consistency and sustainability, so that you can have a wealthy or a healthy lifestyle, is very important. And I can tell you, he is so patient. He has been so patient with me to be able to get me to understand a lot of these things. So please seize this opportunity to contact Coach Milko and get as much information as you want. He has a lot of videos on YouTube. His link is below this video, where he explains all of these healthy habits and little adjustments that you can make to live a healthy lifestyle. But he is really more active in Instagram. You have all the links below this video. You can also go to his website. He has a lot of gifts for you. You can even just go there just to book a free call with him and have that 30 minutes of clarity about your health and wellness. So he's offering a lot of free stuff, and he is so good at what he does, because he convinced me to start taking cold showers after 35 years. So Coach Milko is as good as that. So, Coach, before you go, what are some of the myths about health and wellness that you want to address today?
So thank you first for your words, and I hope I can be in health and in help with everyone. And I really appreciate it. And so the myths, when it comes to myths, there are lots, unfortunately, and the problem is that most of them are what's the word? Highly preached or like widely preached. Let's call it that way. So one of the biggest one for me was, let's say, for the fasting. One of the biggest one was for the fasting. I was thinking that I need to eat every 2 hours or whatever, and often and many times I needed to eat. I was thinking that I need to eat like 10 times during the day, so I'm fit. And there is some truth in that, but you can combine that with the fasting, because when you do fasting, you do you go over a period of time, like over 12, 14 hours, where your body goes into survival mode in a way, which is not bad for you. It's actually very good for you. But and when it comes to the other thing, that often, like how often you should eat, then you can do this thing in the 8-hour period that you eat. So what you need to do is when you eat, and that's the myth. The myth is it's 50-50 if it's a myth or not, because it is true, but to a certain extent. So when you eat in the eating period, you need to eat between 2 hours from the previous meal, and for no less than 2 hours from the previous meal, and no more than 4 hours, unless it's your last meal and you wait like 16 hours for the next day. I don't know if it makes sense. Does it make sense, Mary?
It
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. So that's one of the biggest one, that you need to eat all the time in order for you to be fit. The second thing is about protein. That's for me, I think that's the biggest one. That there are three that I'll give you the three myths, biggest one for me that I strongly believe. One was this for the eating. The second one is for protein. That I was thinking that, and it's widely preached, that pretty much you need huge amounts of protein all the time in order for you to be fit and healthy. And that's not true at all. Actually, excessive because we are afraid of protein deficiency, but most of us, we have excessive amount of protein in our body, which actually leads to many conditions and diseases, and actually some types of cancer are directly correlated with high amounts of protein and things like that. And so you don't need as much protein as they preach, unless you're an athlete, that's what they do, and which most of us are not. Even I'm not, that I work out every day. I'm not an athlete, and I don't need these huge amounts. And the other thing also, when it comes to protein, is that the quality is much more important than the quantity, because you can get 1/3 of the amount of good quality protein, and you'll be fitter, healthier, look better, and so on. And you can have 3 times the amount, like, which is the recommended amount, and be fatter, be stuck inside, unhealthy, and feel terrible. So instead of, when it comes to protein, you need to focus on good quality protein, and I'll go to that in a second, and not so much the quantity. You shouldn't focus on the quality, on the quantity so much. If you eat enough calories, which most of us do, most likely of good foods, most likely you'll get more than enough protein. And it also brings me to the carbs, that carbs are not bad and stuff like that. And I'm not going to go now too much into that. And the third protein, the third myth,
Myth.
yes, is about animal products. And I'll go slightly into details about that because I think it's can be quite, for me, was quite surprising. And I wouldn't say surprising, but I was avoiding it for a very long time. I was in disbelief in a way for a very long time until one day I just like little by little I saw how much better I feel when there is no animal product. So when it comes to animal products in general, because I love meat, I love yogurt, I love cheese, I love eggs and stuff like that. But I don't eat them. I eat them. I for the last 5 years I've eaten like 5 times animal products, and it's not because I don't like them. It's because of the things that they cause to the body. And so I'll go with the meat first. First, it brings us to the protein again. The meat, they say, plant protein is not enough, doesn't have the amino acids, doesn't have this and this and that bullshit. Complete bullshit. And there are studies of more than 30, 40 years that show that every plant, not just few, every plant have all the essential amino acids that the body needs. Not in the same quantities. It's different separation. Not of all of them are huge amounts, but every single plant have all the protein, all the amino acids, essential ones. And on top of that, it's much better absorbed because what comes, I'll go a bit more into details, but imagine like, let's say the cow. The cow eats the grass, which is the plant protein. Then I will give it very simple explanation. It's not as simple, but I will make it as simple as possible, so it's easy for everyone to understand. So the cow turns it into animal protein. Then we eat the animal protein, for example, the meat, and our body needs to turn it back to the plant protein in order for us to absorb it. So this energy that we spent in transferring it back to the plant protein is taken from our body. And on top of that, there are all many other negative that comes with it. So for the meat, for when it comes to protein, plants are much better quality protein than animal protein. When it comes to meat is not good for you, even if it's lean meat, grass fed, and all kind of stuff like that. Then even that's the case, still it clogs up everything in your body. It starts create inflammation in the intestines, and this is why actually it's very common now the colon cancer, because of the meat because of the high consumption of meat, it just gets everything stuck in the intestines, and then it start creating inflammation and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go too much into details, but that's for the meat. When it comes to the milk and dairy, I'll give the most common myth about the calcium, that pretty much we can get calcium without milk and dairy, and our bones will break apart, which is not true at all. So actually, high consumption of dairy is directly related to osteoporosis, and because it's true that there is a very big amount of calcium in there, but it creates such acidity in the body. I'm not going to go now about acidity or alkalinity, but it creates such acidity in the body, and the body, in order for it to balance it out, it requires more calcium than it actually gets from the product. So even if you consume these huge amounts of calcium, your body uses much more to balance the acidity. So you end up using more calcium than you actually get. So this is why when it comes to calcium, dairy products are not the best for you. On top of that, Therefore, what is these dairy products made for? Like, let's say, cow milk. What is the cow milk made for? It's made for to create from a little calf to make it 1,000 kilograms bull in 1 year. And all these hormones, all these things that are inside affects you. So unless you want to become 1,000 kilogram bull, which most of the time will be 1,000 kilogram like jelly with the thing, then there's no point of taking these things. And the eggs, I'm not going to go. The eggs are maybe the best out of it, but it's we call it the smallest evil. But it's still not good. But if you eat something, try it. Like, if you want to really not stop animal products, try to eat eggs in the best eggs you can find. But still, they have lots of negatives, but I'm not going to go too much into details about that.
Absolutely. I am so blessed. I told you guys that Milko finally blends his expertise in his subject matter with his knowledge of people's challenges in a unique way that helps everyone, because he is using practical information and giving you practical tips on the little things that are in your kitchen that can help you. Like they say, every coach needs a coach. I am Coach Mary. I have Milko, my wellness coach. There is Zan the man, my confidence coach, and there's Boss Online. So I have all my coaches today. And if any of the coaches want to come on the live stream, you are welcome. I have the I have the link in the chat. And please, Milko is very serviceable. I have all the links to all his social media handles. He is more active in TikTok and in Instagram, but he has amazing videos in YouTube. Please connect to his channel and get just for the because he has very bit by bit little information that he gives you details on how to go through your wellness journey. He says wellness is a journey. It's not a one-day thing. It's a continuous thing. And to make wellness your lifestyle, you have some little actions that you can take, and the key is to stay consistent. And how do you stay consistent? They give you a real action steps, not very difficult, simple action steps that can keep you consistent, and so you gain sustainability. And so please connect with Milko and benefit from all the expertise and knowledge that he has. He has a free worksheet that you can download from the link below this video and really just go through it and get it set with your fitness journey, or reset your fitness journey, because we are talking reset in this channel. We are resetting your life, resetting your health, resetting your finances, resetting every aspect of your life. And so I am so honored to have my coaches around. They are seeing the handwork of all the work that they have been doing on me. And really, I'm so proud, and I celebrate all you for always being there to support and encourage me and to give me the guidelines to follow to become a better coach myself. So, Coach Milko, I am so grateful for your time. I really greatly appreciate everything you do. I am grateful for your service, for your selflessness, because Milko will serve you in everything. Milko is also a tech expert, and all the tech work that I do, most of them, Milko is the one behind me. Thank you, boss. And I'm really proud of all of you, because you are serving and helping people to grow. So, Coach Milko, any last words about wellness and health?
Just to that people first, thank you again for your kind words, and I'm going to I had a little I slowed down a bit with my YouTube content, but it's coming back strongly. I hope. And so last thing is just challenge yourself, and also be consistent. Not so much as you said. Like, we need to be consistent to get results. It's not like once you go, or 1 week you follow a diet and then it's over, and then you expect to be fit and healthy for life. No matter what you do, just be consistent with it. And if you screw it up, go back to it right away, as soon as possible. It doesn't matter if it's the worst screw up, go back to it as soon as possible. And this way you'll be able to sustain good health, because I'm not perfect. I wish I am, but I'm not, unfortunately. Uh, One day, maybe. But no one is perfect. And no matter what you do, you will still screw it up sooner or later. But what makes the difference is how uh, fast you go back to it. Right, if you go back to it right away, you'll be able to sustain your results. I've been in this journey for many, like 20 years since I started working out, and I had so many screw ups. I've stopped so many times. I had so many like injuries and things like that. I've tried so many things, and the only thing that actually kept me to be in good shape and be good health is that I try constantly to go back to it as soon as possible. As soon as I screw it up, I go back to it. If it's not the right thing for me that I was trying, then I try another thing. But I don't stop trying until I find what is, and I give enough time for it to. But no matter what you do, just go back to it right away, and you'll get the results. Because even if you're the fittest in the world, if you don't take constant care for you, you'll not be able to um, sustain good health. And the other last thing that I want to mention is that if you think that it will take some sacrifices to you for you to be healthy, then you need to know that it takes much more sacrifices to be sick and unhealthy. It's hard to be healthy, but it's much harder to be unhealthy, to be sick, to feel terrible, to not like yourself in the mirror. Because even and I'm sure everyone can relate to that. When you look good, it makes you feel much better. I'm not talking about look amazing, look the fittest in the world, and some bodybuilder or whatever. But when you look better, you feel better. When you can see it directly, when you put clothes that you like. We put the nice clothes, and then you like yourself much more. And you feel much better, you feel more confident. And when you take care of your health and your fitness, which if you take care of your health, your fitness will follow right away, then you'll be able to feel like that most of the times. I wake up, like, even if I had the worst day the previous day, I wake up in the morning, and if I feel shit, I do a workout, and my mental state is ready to go. I'm ready to overcome new challenges. And it doesn't happen overnight, but no matter what it is, it's always going to benefit you much more. I don't know who is that.
I was going to close the show, but I crave your indulgence for 1 minute. That's my sister. She's in Ghana, and she's so happy for you to be here. And I think she has a few words for you.
Yeah,
Everett.
hello, good evening from my end. This is Evaritis, and good evening, my host, and then those in the chat. I greet you all, and our coach, Milko. Nice meeting you. I love what you have said. All that you have said, I agree. It's absolutely right. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that? It is because personally, I do take health serious, and I'm over 60 years and I'm still exercising. So all that you said, I agree with you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel very young. It makes you you, yes. And so I'm so happy that my sister had you in the show. My network was very bad. That was why I have to struggle before I came in late. So I appreciate whatever you've said. If we will listen and then do well to act on it, then we'll have a very good health. Yes, each day I do exercise. I do indoor. I don't go to the gym, just like you were saying. I don't go to the gym, but I've created a small gym in my house, and I've used little things. If you can believe, I've used canned tomatoes, the canned that I've used, the can itself, the leftover, I've used, filled it with what? Cement with stones, and that is what I'm using to exercise. So exercise is not a big deal. It is good for our health, and we need to continue it. If somebody as old as me is doing it, then what are the young ones waiting for? So we should have time for ourselves and exercise, and it's going to help us in a long way. So I was very happy when you were spilling out the truth about all these things. So nice having you. Thank you, big ups.
That's
Thank you
amazing.
very
That's
much.
amazing.
I'm so grateful that you came. Well, if you are asking if you can do it, why are other people not doing it? If you are asking me, I have already started. So
I know you've started, so it's just something I'm saying to everybody, because some are very young. They have refused to do this. All they do is eat and sleep. They said they don't have time. But when sickness comes, you have time to treat it. So for me, I love doing what is right to ensure that I'm in good shape. Yes, if you see me, I'm a sexy 6'4" woman. And I exercise have really helped me to keep my shape and everything. I'm very smart and all that. So I hope our young ones will take a clue from this and then make it part of their life, and it's going to help them in a long while. So Coach Milko, big ups. Thank you.
thank you very much. I'm going to end this live show because Milko is very busy. He is in Europe and it's
Nice.
late. It's late where he
All
is.
right.
I am so grateful, Coach, for everything you do, for your service, for your years, because he's always he for him it's always yes for me. I just need to tell him when, and he's there. I don't take it for granted. I greatly appreciate everything you do. I celebrate you. I am so proud of you for really taking it upon yourself to help others, not only to keep the good things that you have learned, but to help others to do it. Please book a free call with Milko. It doesn't cost you anything. He will give you orientation and he will help you in so many ways that you cannot imagine. Or just download that his free worksheet. It's a checklist and you can really just get on the move. So thank you very much, Coach. I wish you a very productive week and I celebrate you for everything you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary. Thank everyone that is watching. And that was your sister, was it?
No, she's just a sister. She's
Ah,
in Africa. Yeah.
mhm.
I'm in
That,
Africa, a YouTuber. My channel is all about health,
amazing.
living a healthy life, organic food, exercise, and everything.
Because she grows her own food.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. I really like it, and you can see you don't need any kind of crazy equipment. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Actually, the older you are, the more you need to move, and this way you will have happy and fulfilled life, and you will feel amazing, and you'll be able to take care of others as well. So thank you, Mary. Thanks everyone that is watching. Uh, Thank you for sharing also about your exercise routine. And
Thank you. You're welcome. Nice
have
meeting
an
you.
amazing, have an
Uh,
amazing
And for
week and
everybody
weekend.
who is watching the replay, you have all the contact information in the description below. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, everyone who was in the chat. Thank you, everyone who is going to watch the replay. Please use the resources. Connect with Coach Milko. He is one gladiator coach. That's how I call him, because he can help you get results no matter what situation you are in, because he is so patient and he has a way of blending his expertise with everybody's challenges to find a workable solution for you, because he wants you to stay consistent and he wants you to get sustainable results. So have a very productive week, coach. And for my sister, we will be around. Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you.
coach. Bye,
Bye bye.
coach. All the two coaches.